Hello, and this is my second attempt at doing Coping with Donald on May 21st, 2025. And I have to do it fast because I have an evening engagement with my friend. But I wanted to get a few things said here. The first one's about Ashley Babbitt. You'll recall on a previous video, maybe. By the way, oh yeah, join, like, leave comments. Going for 20 subscribers. 20. The government settled with Ashley Babbitt for $5 million, and I had been pretty unhappy about that. I mean, but it's been corroborated by a couple other YouTubers, and they made me look like I was on some sort of drugs to be calm. All right, and I was fairly animated about it. They were very animated about it. You know, to be cutting Medicaid off for Americans who need it. A lot of people can't work; they're wheelchair bound, etc., etc. And a lot of jobs don't provide medical care. And to cut Medicaid off for people, and at the same time be giving $5 million to Ashley Babbitt, because she stormed the Capitol on behalf of Trump and got shot and killed. Which is not really a big surprise. Because when you don't listen to a policeman, you run the risk of being shot and killed. I mean, if it works for African Americans not listening to a policeman, then it certainly would work for Ashley Babbitt. But she got rewarded to the tune of $5 million of your tax money. Your tax money. That could be spent somewhere else. So I don't feel so alone in that now. I want to talk about the dollar, a new term that they're using for the dollar. This is one you're going to hear a lot of in the future. As the dollar keeps dropping, oh boy, our bonds are going off at higher and higher interest rates, and that's because Donald Trump doesn't understand that when you cut your revenue, meaning taxes from the rich, okay, you can't offset that with savings without starving half your country. And the budget deficit will be bigger, and everybody else knows that. So when people buy your bonds, they demand higher interest rates. The total thing that Trump says he doesn't want, but the total thing that he is working towards. And so you'll hear this term, the US dollar has suffered for that. You get less when you go overseas, and it costs more to import goods because the dollar isn't worth as much compared to other currencies. So you wind up paying higher prices. So with this dollar reset, well, that's the term. With this dollar drop, they want to call it, oh, this is a dollar reset. We're resetting the economy. Bad news for you retirees who actually saved something, which are always scolding everybody about, why don't you save anything? Well, now they want to do what's called a dollar reset, which will make your savings much less valuable. Thank you, Donald Trump and Republicans. I didn't consent to getting a reset on the dollars that I had in savings. Maybe I should storm the Capitol and get shot, and then my daughter will get $5 million. You know that guy who shot Trump's ear? I don't think he got $5 million. He got a bullet in the face and got killed. Joe Biden is not an evil man, okay? But that, if you read what people have to say about him, he's going straight to hell. It's getting hot for him already. The devil's waiting for him. And he's evil. The man lost 2 children. One to cancer and one in an auto accident, plus his wife. Okay? He's been through more than all these people who saying he's evil. And I saw him showing a lot of empathy to a lot of people. I personally don't disagree with a lot of his politics. He was way too central of the Democrat for me to really get excited about. And he was big on that terrible bill in the 90s that made it so hard for people to declare bankruptcy. Now, with all the medical bankruptcy and everything, how can you actually be tough on people who declare bankruptcy? But he was not my favorite guy, but he was not evil. And I'm going to tell you guys, the ones that are loving Trump and saying Biden's evil, you don't have to look too far to find somebody who is truly evil. And that's Trump. And I'd say Musk is a good second, okay? Vance. Ugh. They love them, but Joe Biden was evil. So you can add that to the list of being in a cult or miscalculating the true aspect of human beings. I don't know if I talked about the dollar here. I forgot because this is my second attempt at this. But I think I did. Marco Rubio announced, via Trump. Trump had Marco Rubio announce that we're going to be sending Afghans back to Afghanistan who had helped us fight the Taliban and will be, I know people remember the Kurds? We did the same thing to the Kurds. They helped us fight Al-Qaeda, and then we just abandoned them. And that's what we're going to do with the Afghans. We're going to send them back to what I think is death. And I don't say that about the Venezuelans or the Cubans, or people say that, El Salvadorians. Oh yeah, they'll kill them when they get back there. I don't know. Maybe not. But I know the Taliban will. They're going to kill these people. These people risk their lives helping us find Afghan fighters during the Afghan, I'd say war, but it was never really declared, the Afghan occupation. And now Rubio wants to send these people back. Now, do you remember 4 years ago, and during the botched, and it was somewhat botched, hurried exit from Afghanistan of U.S. troops, arranged by Donald Trump, and then carried out by Joe Biden maybe 3 months into his presidency? Oh man, did we hear it over and over? Oh, they botched it. They botched it. And yes, a dozen Americans, maybe 13, lost their lives from a single bomb that was planted in an airport. And a lot of Afghans did not make the planes to get over here. And Republicans were infuriated because they wanted to complain about something. They want to make Biden look bad. Joe Biden botched it. Joe Biden messed it up. All these people are going to be killed that were left in Afghanistan, and now they're going to actually send back the ones that had gotten over here. Really, think about that. How insincere can you be? And that is something that both parties have in common. Okay? They'll use any political point, blah, blah, blah. I feel so sorry for this group, and then they show later they don't care about that group. But this is really stark. The temporary protective status that Biden had given these people is going to be revoked by Trump. I think it's scheduled for about 3 months from now. All right? And he announced they're going to be sent back, which does give them 3 months to try to get to Canada or Australia or anywhere. I don't know if they can. But that's the hypocrisy that really drives me crazy. We were even hearing about it just even a year ago. Remember when he botched Afghanistan? Well, what's the difference? You're sending them all back to be killed anyway. So, I know that wasn't very cheery, but that is what's been happening that you might not have realized. Fight what they call the dollar reset, which is simply the destruction of the dollar and a move towards alternate currencies such as Bitcoin. Anybody who's my age, we worked way too hard to see our savings decimated on purpose for a dollar reset, an economic reset. I don't care about your economic reset. I had to struggle under those, and people my age had to struggle under those rules of the economy our whole working lives. And for the ones who did, they want to reset the dollar. Screw them. Okay? This has been Coping with Donald. I'm Phil. You have a great day.